So there's no shortage of study tips available online, but in my experience, these tips aren't all that useful for college students. So in this video, I'm going to be going over a tip that I feel is very, very useful for college students taking difficult courses. We're going to go over how you can exactly, really a foolproof procedure for how you can prepare for a course of any difficulty prior to having to take it, or perhaps if you want extra practice for exams or homeworks, this procedure will work for that too. So let's say, for example, you're a student at UNC Chapel Hill and you're taking Introduction to Probability, and that's coded as Math 535. And you do a Google search, okay, Math 535 UNC, and we want to look for a syllabus or a course page. We run a quick search through Google. We don't have it. We don't really see any course pages here. Right? We see some course descriptions and list of courses at the summer school. We see a course page, but this is for UIUC, which is University of Illinois, not UNC. But let's go ahead and click on the undergraduate course descriptions here. And if we do, and we scroll down to Math 535, let's blow this up here. So this is Math 535, Introduction to Probability, and you can see that it's also coded here as STOR 435. STOR is just another department here in Statistics and Operations Research. So this is another name for Math 535. So perhaps there's a course or a course page for STOR 435. So we're gonna search Google for that. So STOR 435. Oops, I should put UNC here. And if we do a Google search, we can see there actually is a course page for STOR 435. Looks like it was offered in the spring 2010 semester. And wow, we click on course information. Let's see what we get here. So let's see if we can find the textbook here. And we see it says a first course in probability edition by Sheldon Ross. So it doesn't specify the edition here. So that seems to be a problem. How can we get around? Well, let's see what it says when we click on homework and reading assignments. So if we take a brief look at this, we see numbers in, let me blow this up so it's easier to read. Numbers in square brackets refer to problems from the 7th edition of the text when there's a difference between the 7th and the 8th edition of the text. So this seems to indicate that both the 7th and the 8th editions of the text can be used here. And usually earlier editions of the textbook tend to be a lot cheaper. So let's look and see if we can, well first let's look and see if the homework problems are directly out of the book. And it looks like they are. Okay, so looks like if we have either the 7th or the 8th edition of the text, we should be good. Now we're just going to Google some prices here. First course in probability. The author, I believe, was Sheldon Ross, 7th edition. Let's see how cheaply we can get this. And if we type used here, let's see, make this a little smaller. So there's a Google shopping list of books, and looks like here this alibris.com has a link for a book selling for $8.63. If we click on that link, it's like it is indeed It is indeed available here for $8.63. You see, buy it from $8, or I guess $8.70. And that's really pretty cheap as far as textbooks go. And oftentimes in courses where there's a lot of homework involving solving problems, practice problems, and the like, it'll usually be useful to buy a solution manual for a textbook. But here it looks like they actually post the homework solutions here. So let's click on it. And wow, there are 13 homeworks here and 13 homework solutions. It looks like here they're complete solutions to pretty much each homework. And this is the homework for chapter 1. So here you can actually avoid having to purchase the solution manual for the book. So let's go back to the course information page to see what's involved besides homework in the course. We go to the course information and we scroll down to, let's scroll down to grading. We'll see that homework's only 15% of the grade. You have a midterm 1, midterm 2, and the final. So let's see if we can find these midterms and finals online here. If we go back to the home page for the course, see there's a study guide for midterm 1, study questions for midterm 1, study guide for midterm 2, and a study guide for the final. If we click on one of these, let's see what happens. So it just seems to list all the topics available, but it doesn't actually provide you with the actual, an actual set of practice questions or anything. Or I guess here there is a set of sample questions for the first midterm here. But there is no set of sample questions for midterm 2. And let's look at the study guide for the final. Again, it's just a list of topics. There's no list. There's no actual questions posted. Let's see if we can actually find some old exams on perhaps a different page for this course. So the course is STOR 435 at UNC. Again, it was Math 535, but it's also called STOR 435. If we just type exam STOR 435 UNC, we can actually see some exams here. Let's click on this link, see what happens. So we go to the link, we can actually see the old exam in its entirety here with solutions. But this may be kind of distracting because it's you kind of have to cover up the answers and work through it. Let's see if we can find some other exams for the same course. So let's click on this link here, and this looks like it's May 2000. So
looks like here we have the questions and the solutions right underneath, so this still might be a little bit distracting. If you're trying to work through it, you kind of do have to cover up the solutions here as well. Let's check out this link. This is for the first midterm from the second summer 2012, the second summer session in 2012. Looks like the same deal as one we've seen earlier, with the answers shown right underneath in pencil. So again, this is not terribly useful for us. So we search here STOR 435 UNC exam. Sometimes if we reword the search slightly, we'll get different results. So let's try UNC STOR 435 exams. So when we run search, it looks like we get one result that wasn't popping up when we use the other wording. And that's this one here, Spring 2012 offering of the course. So we scroll through this page, we see, wow, there seems to be an old exam.
scroll through this old exam.
So this is a 2012 course exam. Shown here is from 2006. You can see there's no solutions underneath, so you can actually work these problems on your own and then look at the solutions. And the solutions are right here next to old exam 1. So let me blow it up so you can see it a little better. So here's the solutions for those problems we just looked at. So hopefully this video showed you some ways you can make your life a lot easier when you're taking some pretty tough courses and the university doesn't really tell you about these tricks shown here.